Police say an armed man inside this home on Cecily Court in Upper Marlborough finally surrendered nearly 5 hours after they say he shot and killed his fiancé about a block away.
Firefighters washing blood off the pavement is not something Roy here thought he'd ever see.
This is absolutely heartbreaking, really.
This is a horrible story, and children are now left to suffer. We're told at least 4 kids were inside this home around 2:30 this morning when the victim and suspect ran out of the house.
Dina Taylor's story is nothing short of heartbreaking. Her shocking demise leaves us questioning how such horrors can happen within seemingly loving relationships. In October 2021, Dina Taylor shared a touching tribute to her fiancé on Facebook. She wrote about his kindness, gentleness, and loving nature, expressing her excitement about their upcoming wedding. Her Facebook page was filled with affectionate posts about him, painting a picture of a dream romance. Unfortunately, this dream turned into a nightmare. The planned wedding never happened, though. Instead, a horrifying sequence of events unfolded. Dina's fiancé, Fiancé Sims, chased her out of their home, pulled a firearm on her, and shot her at close range. Her 4 children heard everything from inside their home, mere feet away. By the time help arrived, it was too late. Dina had died on the street, her life cut short by the man she loved.
Y'all need to start eating more avocado, watermelon, spinach and kale, more vegetables and fruit. Add that into your diet. And you probably won't look like a cracked face, dry face, stressed out individual.
Dina Taylor, a 39-year-old nurse, had devoted her entire life to helping others. She studied practical nursing and worked as a charge nurse, known for her kind and gentle nature. Dina had a bright smile and a personality that uplifted those around her. Dina was also a hopeless romantic, even at the age of 39. Despite being let down by past relationships, she always gave her all. She would have rather had an intense, meaningful relationship than several flings, just for the sake of it. However, life had not been that kind to her. She had been disrespected and treated poorly in previous relationships, which eventually led her to choose to remain single. On August 5th, 2020, Dina declared on Facebook that she was single by choice because she wanted to be respected and treated like a queen. She knew her worth and refused to settle for less. As much as I would love to be in love and to be building with my significant other, I'm single 100% by choice because I desire and require to be respected and treated like a queen. I know what I bring to the table emotionally, physically, and financially. I will not settle or compromise my standards to fit into a box that's too small. Nope. Funny thing is, at this very moment I have a few open offers, but what is for me I won't have to question. Come correct or don't come at all. However, on November 1st, 2020, Dina announced on Facebook that she was in a relationship. Her loved ones thought, hey, this has to be really special if she changed her mind about staying single. But soon, trouble emerged. Just a month later, on December 6, 2020, Dina posted about feeling disconnected and overworked. The next day, she posted what seemed like a breakup message, mentioning that relationships fail when seeking perfection instead of value. Despite these cryptic messages, by September 2021, Dina shared a photo with her boyfriend, celebrating their engagement with a future wedding date. A month prior, she wrote, "Only in my dreams did I ever think that I'd be getting married in a beautiful mansion to the most kind, gentle, dedicated, and loving man that I would ever meet. When they say dreams come true, please believe them." Dina's excitement about her upcoming wedding was evident in her posts. She shared updates about the wedding preparations, expressing her joy and love for Fiancé Sims. She described him as her knight in shining armor, a kind and gentle man who handled her with care. Dina believed she had found her dream partner, but reality proved otherwise. Her last post, gushing over her future husband, was written on September 9th. 6 days later, Fiancé would take her life. On September 15, 2021, neighbors on Cecily Court in Upper Marlborough witnessed a heated argument between Dina and Fiancé. The argument continued late into the night and escalated around 2:30 a.m. on September 16th, when Dina ran out into the street with Fiancé in pursuit. Tragically, Dina did not get far before Fiancé caught up with her. In a moment of unimaginable horror, Fiancé pulled out a firearm and Dina at close range. The sound of gunfire echoed through the quiet neighborhood, waking more residents and sending shockwaves through the community. Some even saw Dina's lifeless body on the street.
I told my husband, I said, those are gunshots. I said, Stuart, there's a body out there. And my heart, goes out. Our young people, it's just so much.
Dinah's children were inside the house during the argument and the shooting. One of her children called family members, who arrived quickly to get the kids out of the house safely.
This is a horrible story, and children are now left to suffer. We're told at least 4 kids were inside this home around 2:30 this morning when the victim and suspect ran out of the house. Police then tell us the woman ended up around the corner on that main road, and that's when detectives tell us her fiance and killed her.
Then Deontay barricaded himself inside like a coward. Authorities arrived and attended to Dina within minutes. Several neighbors phoned 911. Still, it was too late to save her. She had lost too much p***. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Authorities then focused on getting Deontay to surrender. Inside the house, Dinah's children were witnesses to the tragic events unfolding outside. The sound of their mother's desperate cries and the subsequent gunshots would become an indelible memory for them. One of Dinah's children, in a state of shock and fear, called family members to come to their aid. Family members arrived quickly, managing to get the children out of the house and to safety before Deontay barricaded himself inside. The arrival of the police marked the beginning of a tense standoff. Deontay refused to surrender, barricading himself inside the home and firing at officers who attempted to approach. The police had to call in negotiators and emergency services to handle the situation delicately. The standoff lasted for several hours, with negotiators working tirelessly to persuade Deontay to give himself up. After hours of tense negotiations, Deontay finally surrendered and was taken into custody. The immediate concern for the police was to secure the scene and ensure that no further harm came to anyone. They quickly attended to Dinah, but their efforts were in vain. She was already gone.
Police say an armed man inside this home on Cecily Court in Upper Marlborough finally surrendered nearly 5 hours after they say he shot and killed his fiancé about a block away.
Investigators immediately began piecing together the events leading up to the fatal incident. They learned about Dina and Deontay's relationship and sought to understand why Deontay acted so violently. Neighbors shared that Deontay had grown up in the area and was known as a sweet boy. His actions shocked everyone who knew him.
Firefighters washing blood off the pavement is not something Roy here thought he'd ever see.
This is absolutely heartbreaking, really.
Police confirmed that the incident was a domestic-related homicide. They discovered that Dinah and Deontay were engaged to be married, and they both had children from previous relationships. The investigation revealed that despite the seemingly perfect relationship portrayed on social media, there were underlying issues.
To think that things should happen like that in your neighborhood.
During a press briefing, an officer explained that while they knew it was a DV case, they were still investigating whether this was a pattern of behavior or a sudden outburst. They also revealed that the first 911 call likely came from inside the house, possibly from Dina herself. Despite arriving quickly, emergency services were initially unable to reach Dina due to Deontay's barricade. It's possible that had they reached her sooner, she might have survived. However, Deontay's actions prevented them from helping her in time. Deontay eventually confessed to unaliving Dinah and firing at 2 police officers. With his confession and the testimony of Dinah's children, Deontay was charged with several crimes, including murder, attempted murder, assault, and illegal firearm use. He pled guilty to avoid a lengthy trial and was sentenced to 55 years in prison, followed by probation and mandatory intervention programs. Dina Taylor's death is a tragic reminder of the horrific impact of DV. She left behind 5 children who now face a future without their mother. Her eldest daughter started a GoFundMe page to help with funeral expenses and support her siblings. In a heartfelt message, she expressed her love for her mother and the pain of losing her. Domestic violence is a pervasive issue that affects millions of people worldwide. The NCADV reports that domestic violence hotlines receive over 20,000 calls on a typical day. During the COVID-19 pandemic, these numbers have risen, with lockdowns exacerbating tensions and making it harder for victims to seek help.
Domestic violence turns deadly in Upper Marlborough.
A woman found shot to death on the street just outside her home on Cecily Court. Detectives say it was her fiancé who who pulled the trigger.
Deontay Sims's confession to the murder and his subsequent guilty plea were crucial in avoiding a lengthy trial. He was charged with multiple offenses, including murder, attempted murder, assault, and illegal firearm use. His sentence of 55 years in prison reflects the severity of his actions. The plea deal also required him to undergo intervention programs and evaluations, emphasizing the need for accountability and rehabilitation. The loss of Dina Taylor has left a profound void in the lives of her children and loved ones. Her eldest daughter, Yamina Trinell, took to social media to express her grief and to seek support for her siblings. The GoFundMe page she started aimed to cover funeral expenses and provide for the children's needs in the wake of their mother's death. Dina Taylor's tragic story underscores the critical importance of recognizing and addressing domestic violence. It serves as a stark reminder that what appears on social media may not reflect the reality of a relationship. Friends, family, and community members need to be vigilant and supportive, encouraging open communication and providing resources for those in need. The story of Dina Taylor is a sobering reminder of the hidden dangers that can lurk behind closed doors. Despite the love and care she showed to others, she became a victim of the very person she trusted with her life. Her story calls for greater awareness, support, and action to combat domestic violence and to protect those who may be suffering in silence. This tragic case highlights a severe issue in our society: domestic violence. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, NCADV, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men experience severe intimate partner physical violence, intimate partner contact sexual violence, and/or intimate partner stalking with impacts such as injury, fearfulness, post-traumatic stress disorder, use of victim services, contraction of sexually transmitted diseases, etc. The COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated this crisis, with reports of domestic violence surging during lockdowns. In a strange irony, during the pandemic, Dina was out there sending hope to her loved ones.
Everybody to agree right now. God, we pray for destruction of this virus. We pray for healing for all that has been infected with this virus. We pray for protection for those that have not been infected. We pray for the numbers to begin to drop just as rapidly as they rose. We pray for the homeless. We pray for those with weakened immune systems, the elderly.
She wanted peace, unlike her monster fiancé. It's crucial to raise awareness and provide support to victims of DV. If you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, please reach out to local resources or call the National DV Hotline. Your actions could save a life. Thank you for watching and taking the time to learn about Dina Taylor's story. Please share your thoughts in the comments and let us know if you are aware of similar cases. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories. Stay safe and see you next time. And don't forget to check the next video.